It is my pleasure to present the Charles E. Odegaard Award to Emile Pitre. Now please focus your attention on these remarks recorded by the man himself, Emile Pitre.
Good evening. Listening to Vice President Hall's introduction and viewing the video, a modified version of the lyrics by the rapper Drake comes to mind, which is, I started at the bottom, but now I'm here. From the cotton fields through the first 16 years of a segregated education to the 47th recipient of the coveted Charles E. Odegaard Award. It is indeed an honor to be one of this august group. Thank you, friends of the Educational Opportunity Program, for choosing to recognize me for the 50th anniversary of celebration. Frankly, I never thought it would happen. However, my wife Barbara did, and I owe her a debt of gratitude for her support over the last 41 years and for sharing me with the hundreds of students who I chose to serve during roughly 95% of my entire professional career. Barack has his rock, but I have my foundation. She has also been my dance partner over the last 21 years, insisting that we follow a choreographic script as opposed to my preference, which is freestyle. There are others who I would like to thank for supporting me along this long and enduring journey. Thank you to my blended family, Keto, Alton, Emile, Tony, Dwayne, Teddy, and Owen, for the sacrifices you made in order for me to serve a higher purpose. Service is in my DNA, literally. I am confident it was passed down from my mother, who willingly served others for her entire life. Next, I want to acknowledge those teachers who saw in me a potential that I had no idea I possessed, particularly my 8th grade teacher, who told me, my father, that with my potential, it was a shame that I had to miss so much school, 2 months out of each year until cotton harvesting was done. It is when my father, who only had a 3rd grade education and was a sharecropper, made that executive decision. He did not ask the landowner for permission. And finally, my parents, who provided the love and support that motivated me to study hard and perform at a level comparable to most high-achieving students, even those who possess greater apparent innate ability and definitely a higher level of academic preparation. It was a source of pride for my father, who valued education highly. So how did I end up at the Instructional Center, a place to which I forever will be attached and associated with? I started as a tutor, then became a part-time math instructor, but left to work in Greensboro, North Carolina as a senior analytical chemist. Then one day, Dr. Millie Russell phoned me and asked what would it take to bring me back to UW and start a chemistry program at the IC. My response was a lot less than my salary at the company where I worked. It was a decision I've never regretted. I enjoyed every day of the 20 years that I spent teaching chemistry and the 13 years directing the center. During my tenure, more than 11,000 users earned bachelor's degrees, and since its inception, at least 25,000 users have earned bachelor's degrees from UW. And based on recent data, they graduated at a rate of about 20 percentage points higher than the national average. One would think that with this record of success, supporters would be beating down the door, chomping at the bits to support this double award-winning program, which due to limited staff as well as space constraints, only about a third of Educational Opportunity Program students have access in any given year. It is my sincere hope that after tonight, someone with the wherewithal will contact our advancement team and the rest will be history. It should be noted that the IC is but one of the components that make up the family of programs under the auspices of the Office of Minority Affairs and Diversity, which is arguably the most successful DEI program at an historically white institution in the country. But I submit that many of its current students are oblivious of its accomplishments. Furthermore, recognition at the national level is essentially non-existent. To address this lack of awareness, a twice-edited manuscript was completed 6 months ago, which tells a story that spans a half century, and a book proposal was submitted 4.5 months ago. To date, no firm commitment to publish it has been made. The response essentially was that the story of OMA&D is a very important part of university history and needs to be known widely. However, it will take time for the publisher to see its way forward. You know, President Odegaard made a similar statement 53 years ago when we challenged the administration to change the face of diversity and inclusion at UW. I wonder what would have happened if we just waited for that change to occur. Now is the time to be the first. At this point, I ask that you please join me in congratulating the 2021 Celebration Award recipients. Please know that I applaud you for your achievements, and I urge you to continue on this path of excellence. And when you graduate and go out to change the world, please remember OMA&D and consider paying it forward on a regular basis. Thank you in advance for your generosity. In closing, I would like to leave you with a quote that has been attributed to a number of authors, including Oliver Wendell Holmes, who served on the U.S. Supreme Court for 30 years. It reads, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." Thank you so much for your time and attention. Go Huskies!